Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 15. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. So it's day 3 in Grenada. Okay, all the heifers are waking up, barely. Okay, barely waking up. And according to them, it was Housewives gone wild. They were dancing the night away. And I'm not talking about the damn two-step. Okay, it is definitely a new day in the Real Housewives of Atlanta sphere. Because remember, back in the day when we would wake up and it was the next day on a trip, they were all in there fixing breakfast together in the Airbnb. Now they can't get out of bed, honey, because they've been, don't stop, pop that, don't stop, pop that, work. Honey, they've been doing it all night long. Over on the other side in Drew's room, Angela brought over some breakfast so they can kiki a little bit about last night. And Drew was happy that they finally let her breathe. Okay, so she could say something because they were on her heavy. And so now that the Queen Bee has said all is well, the heifers have left Drew alone. Thank you, Portia. Honey, don't make me call Portia. So Angela was like, you know what? I didn't even think that we could get to this place, especially this group of women, but I had a good time last night. So she brings up Shamia having a hard time with Britt and, you know, and the fact that they had that little situation after everybody came back to the room and Britt was giving that good old Tubi performance. Okay, y'all know how she was doing. So Angela said, you know, I felt that she was really coming from a caring and a good place until I looked at you. You know what? It is just some people that you cannot look at if you are in a serious situation. Me being one of them, because I wear my emotions on my face. So if I feel something, I don't even have to say it. You could just look at my face and you can tell. So you might not want to look at me. And Drew is one of those. Now listen, I wasn't gonna say nothing. But I feel like Britt kind of took Phaedra's advice literally, and she was just being team too much. And then all of a sudden she turned it back around to it being something about her. Like, girl, please. Drew got in a confessional. She said she felt like Britt was acting. I mean, it did feel performative. And of course, she made it all about her, you know, and her boobies. So it's not like it was really about Shamia. It was, let me do this. This is my chance. And it was giving cringe, child. Moving forward. So then they started talking about how Kelly and Britt aren't that close for real. When they did that flashback and it captioned Kelly doing nothing. Baby, the way I hollered, I said, baby, not Kelly doing nothing. What was she supposed to do? I just screamed, honey. That was so funny to me. And I mean, let's be real. Okay, let's be all the way real. Kelly and Britt leaned on each other because they were both new and it was unfamiliar territory. And I feel like that alliance lasted all of 10 business days. And low key, Kelly didn't do nothing because she feels the same way as Shamia. Plus, Kelly's a flip-flopper. Okay, she's just trying to get in where she fits in. She doesn't really know who she is as a housewife yet. So her and Britt came on like, okay, we gonna get these girls because, you know, we knew and they already know each other. We're sharing our glam. You know, they were just coming in as these BFFs. And now that Kelly has gotten acclimated to the group and she sees that, you know, I'd rather be over here on this side, she acting brand new. Now, again, I have to say that Kelly, don't piss me off, okay? Because you are making me say things that I have to say about Britt. Now, for me, if I were Britt, I would feel away. Because don't start acting brand new just because you get around these damn women. Now, Britt, see, this is the situation you should be harping on. Not the one that you had with Kenya that was non-existent. This is actually a problem. Your friend is acting like she's really not your friend because she's around new friends. Okay, I can't stand a brand new heifer. I don't like that. And I'm sure that Kelly is now cool with Drew now that Portia has dropped it. As soon as Portia is okay, now miraculously, Drew does not have issues with everybody in the group. According to Kelly, just 2 episodes ago, she did. So then Angela says something about this situation with Kelly and Britt just ain't right. Something just ain't right. Honey, something ain't right, okay? They not kicking. They're not backing each other up. Because remember when they were down to the Lake Bailey Bowl? It wasn't the Bailey Bowl. I don't know why I always want to call it the Bailey Bowl. Anywho, the Bailey Q. When they were at the Bailey Q, remember Kelly chimed in like, what about that baby though? You know, because she just has to have some kind of something to say in a scene. And she wanted to make it like she had Britt's back. So Angela is just sitting here like, okay, what happened to that Kelly? And child, Kelly got a lot on her mind, child. In the next scene in Shamia's room, she's FaceTiming her mama to check on Shiloh. So her mom is telling her that poor baby was freezing, didn't have no cover, no socks, shivering, nothing. And it took an hour to regulate her body temperature. Meanwhile, the nurse is dressed like a dang on Eskimo. She's wearing a hat, gloves, a scarf, a heated blanket. Y'all, I'm telling y'all right now, the amount of rage that I would feel, especially knowing that my baby is immunocompromised, baby, I will be having this conversation in person. Damn a FaceTime. I'm on the first thing smoking because I want to look in your face and I want to know why you think it's appropriate for you to be bundled up, swaddled, and you got my damn baby sitting here freezing. And y'all turn that heat up in there. Okay, if you know the baby, I know you want to keep it sterile and everything and whatnot, but baby, turn the air up. That house too damn big. And I know it's probably drafty and the woman got all this stuff on and the baby ain't got nothing on. Oh, I just would have lost it. Shamia talking about, okay, well, you know, I'm going to go try and enjoy my last day here. Girl, nah, I'm not trying to judge you, girl. I'm really not. Okay. I get that your mom is there, but this is just me. I'm going to speak for me. Me personally, I would be heading home. Okay. I've seen enough. I would want to be a part of it and I would just have to have FOMO because I'm getting the hell on. Nobody is going to care for your baby like you. Nobody knows her like you do. Nobody knows her like you do. And yes, I do think that moms deserve a break because I know it's going to always be that one. Well, moms deserve a break. Baby, I'm a mommy. Yes, we deserve a break. I can't break if the person that I hired is also breaking all the damn rules. So it's not going to work. Okay. If you're breaking all the rules as it pertains to my child, then I need to be there. I'm on you. Because I'm not going to be sitting there talking about, I'm going to just enjoy the rest of it. No, honey, she's stronger than me because it ain't no way. In Portia's room, her and Cynthia are over there chatting. And they're talking about, you know, being there for Shamia last night and how everybody came together on her behalf. So then Phaedra comes knocking on the door. She comes on in. She's talking about how she couldn't get the TV to work because she falls asleep to the TV and she likes to watch true crime. Now, I can relate to that because I need my TV to fall asleep. I need it for the background noise. I cannot fall asleep in a silent room. I cannot do it. Now, I also enjoy me some Fatal Attraction or For My Man. Okay, but I can't watch it right before I go to sleep. It's like I can watch it at night and then I have to transition into something lighthearted. So, you know, some Designing Women or some Golden Girls or something. And then I can fall asleep. But I cannot fall asleep to Fatal Attraction because, child, falling asleep to that, I would have nightmares. But, you know, I do love me some true crime and I have to fall asleep with the TV on too. So, Phaedra, I get you on that. But, baby, she ain't in there 5 minutes and she already shading Angela. Talking about, you know, Angela just gives school teacher. Like, you know, like she teaches math and she's very stern. Phaedra, do you wake up with negativity? Girl, give it a rest. All y'all don't have to have the same body and the same personality. It is okay. If Angela is different, that is okay. Okay, the people like that she's different. So you might want to back up. You need to back up. You need to back up. Baby, shout out to 50 Cent. Girl, please, you can come in and just be. You don't always have to be shady. Just come in and just be. Talking about, yeah, I mean, she was giving Barbara Walters, asking me all those questions. What exactly did you give your first season besides Soulful Southern Belle? Talking about she was giving Barbara Walters. What did you give? You're just now catching up, honey. A few 613 wigs, and now you're the authority on all things young. Girl, gone. So she was like, yeah, she just asking me all these questions. She has to ask you questions to get to know you. Because we know you ain't going to tell nothing about yourself or your life. We don't know anything about you. It's been several years now. Several years, a hiatus, and you're back. And we still don't know nothing about you. So therefore, and thus and such, ask all the questions you want to, Angela. Moving forward. So then they started talking about Shamia and what she said about Britt and her Rolls Royce. Portia said Britt was like a dog with a bone. Baby, ain't that the pot calling the kettle, calling the pot, calling the kettle? You were carrying a bone as well. You had been beefing with Drew since episode 1 when she was a low down, dirty individual. Now here you are now. Y'all have squashed it. But you were a dog with a bone as well. And I feel like she had a right to call it out. You know, she had a right to call it out. Shimmy, Shamina was being passive aggressive. Don't talk about me like I'm not there. If you got something to say it to me. And if we already had a discussion when you took me over to Houston's, then there's no reason for you to get amongst this group. Okay, and put it on the table. Like, there's no reason for you to do that. We've already talked. So, like, what is your beef with me? Because I didn't want to take a shot? Child, if y'all don't grow up. So then Phaedra says, well, you know, I got some tea. Oh, Lord, child. When I was watching this, I was like, let me brace myself. Phaedra ain't learned a thing. When I tell you not nothing, I always talking about some gossip. Portia, you ain't learned nothing either. If I were Portia, I would say, nah, girl. Last time, you know, you told me something, I had to fight and apologize for 3 seasons. So whatever it is, girl, tell it to Cynthia. I got to go. Don't tell me, honey. I don't want nothing to do with it. So then she tells them that Britt told her that Kelly doesn't want her using her glam squad. I was like, is this the tea? And baby, that's so ice cold. What's cooler than being cool? Ice cold. All right, now, ladies. Yeah, baby, that tea was giving speaker box, the love below. It was giving nothing. It was giving nothing. Baby, that tea was cold. You're telling them that they're upset with each other over glam? Okay. So then Portia says, well, you know, Britt and Kelly, they don't speak without each other. If one speaks, the other one speaks as well. So if they ain't best friends, I don't know who is. But last night, Kelly was real quiet. She wasn't really saying nothing. And for her to hold Britt accountable, that's not normal for the two of them. Portia said, you know, there must be some underlying jealousy because that's the only spirit that can explain this. Well, you would know about the spirit of jealousy, child. So they're talking about all of this, and it's really nothing. That just shows we have nothing to work with. But I did enjoy this episode. I'm going to have to say I did. But this scene right here, like, we ain't really talking about nothing. So then they start talking about how Britt's nipples are introverted or inverted. Child, not introverted. Baby, I cracked my whole self up. Britt's nipples are inverted. And then Portia looks at 50 Cent and says, yeah, like your clit. Your clit has left your body. They done wore that out. Honey, shout out to Nene and Claudia down in Puerto Rico. I was like, ew, Portia, why would you say that? And then Cynthia just sitting there looking crazy. Oh, my gosh. Talking about, yeah, it has a hood. You could not have beat that information out of me. And I have so many questions. First of all, Portia, how do you know? Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, what are we even talking about? And Phaedra, number 3. Girl, what the hell wrong with you? I feel like you just say any old thing. Why would you say, oh, okay, so your clit is with the KKK? That was just ignorant. I mean, that just proves that you may need to write down your reads and rehearse them, the same as you're doing on that Cheez-It commercial. Because, baby, what are you talking about? You just say the first thing that pops into your head and hope that it sticks. Because I was just thinking, what are we talking about in this scene? Child, they had to hurry up and cut from this scene. Over on the other side, Kelly and Britt are talking in Kelly's room. So Kelly is telling Britt, you know, she's overwhelmed because she has to deal with court. And she was really just trying to get herself together because she's just feeling so much anxiety. And I completely understand because I've been dealing with it myself, literally developing ulcers. Like, you have to center yourself to even open your emails. That's how anxiety ridden you can be. And, you know, she got choked up just a little bit, and Britt looked right on through Kelly when she got emotional. I said, what? Child, what kind of friendship is this? If my friend is feeling away, I'm going to reach over and give her a hug. And you know that that's the type of person that Kelly is, because when you were emotional about this picture that's now all of a sudden not of you, you were emotional and she reached over and hugged you. So I was just a little bit confused. But girl, anyway, Britt then says, you know, I didn't like the energy at the dinner table and I was kind of thrown off by you not defending me. What's really going on? Because it didn't make sense to me. I asked Shamia, what's a good amount? She could have told me that. So it must be something else. So then Kelly says to her, no, it is about the donation, because basically the way that Britt talks like she got it, then we needed her to show up like she got it. Britt then brings up how Kelly hides behind her team. She's like, yeah, sometimes it can just be Kelly. I feel like you use your team as a shield and you need to be real with the reason that you are upset with her. Now, they're going back and forth and back in the confessional. So not in front of each other, but in the confessional. Now, Britt says Kelly had a meeting with her glam to say don't work with Britt. And Kelly is saying she said that Britt could borrow her glam, but not forever. Like, how much longer? Why does it have to be forever, girl? Are you going to get your own? And then Kelly is saying that Britt had a meeting with her team behind her back. Listen, y'all got to start expanding your reach. Because y'all pissing me off, making me side with bare minimum Britt. If you offer your glam squad and then go behind my back, it's going to be a problem. That's why I don't like people to do things for me. Because some people have stipulations on it and then they start acting weird and you extended. But then at the same time, Britt, you don't overstay your welcome. You can't find a glam team in Atlanta? Use the one that Portia and Drew over there sharing. You see how they ain't mentioned it? Drew made sure she took extra long and had Portia coming down looking barefaced, honey, looking bare and naked down to the Balmain event. They share a glam. Y'all can find somebody else. Atlanta got so many people. So I really don't understand what the issue is. And Kelly, you need to be real with Britt. Girl, don't be being sneaky and fake. Also, Kelly, do you own the glam team? Child, this ain't nothing to fight over, child. Y'all getting on my nerves. In the next scene, Portia and Angela are hanging out by the pool. Baby Shamia and Kelly came out dressed alike. Angela said, "Ooh, twin, where have you been?" When I tell y'all I holler, because y'all know I love a good song reference. Y'all know I love it. Baby, that was so funny to me. She said, "Ooh, Brie gonna be mad, and I am here for it." Oh, child. Kelly is being passive aggressive, just like Shamina. Honey, they are match made in heaven. So then Cynthia and Drew, they come on down next. Hey, y'all. And I guess they're all good now. All they needed was a twerkathon to get their minds right. I guess at least brushing under the rug, honey, because as soon as they get back to the A, they're going to lose their rabbit minds once again. So everybody is down there except Britt. She finally comes down. So then this man who is the minister of tourism, his name is Randall. So Mr. Randall comes down. Now, all the ladies, of course, I don't know, baby. I don't know what's in Grenada's water. I don't know what is happening. If the air is thin, I don't know what's happening. But these women are acting like they haven't seen a man in decades. And I was looking at the man. He kind of reminds me of, I don't know if y'all all watch, but he reminds me of Ollie from Love is Blind UK, but an older version. He reminded me so much of him, just the way he looks, how he was carrying himself. He reminded me of Ollie. Now, that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. But baby Phaedra brought them thick thighs down there. Because, honey, I forgot she wasn't even down there. So then she comes down talking about, hey, I'm a hugger. Honey, the thirst is real. The thirst is real. I need to see him without them glasses, though. Because I was looking at him and I was like, all right, he better than the one from last night. But I need a full scope of the face. Okay? I need to see what it's giving. Because you can get catfished with them shades and with them hats and all that. Take your snapback off. Take your glasses off. Make sure you ain't cocked like a pistol. Let me see your eyes. Because eyes can tell you a lot. Okay? You want to make sure ain't nothing going on, child. So they're telling us that they're going to a cultural experience called Jab Jab. So Kelly is telling us a little bit about it. She said that back in slavery days, the owners would consider slaves jabs, and that translates to devil. So they took the negative, flipped it, covered themselves with oil, and they celebrated. So Portia was like, yeah, I researched the history, so, I'm ready. Well, we know you do got to research. You got to research your own history as well, honey. Portia said, y'all ain't going to catch me slipping again. I know that's right. So Mr. Randall trying to leave, right? Because he done already said hello to the heifers. He ready to go. They are like, can I have a hug? Can I have a hug? I'm like, not where my hug at. Ladies, act like you've been somewhere. Act like a man has ever looked at you. Baby, the way I would have just, have a good day, Mr. Randall. You got to have some kind of allure. Don't know, man, baby, the way that man wasn't paying them no mind. He was like, okay, y'all giving thirsty at all. Then Portia was videotaping the man as he walked away. Talking about, I got to show my mama what kind of men they got in Grenada. Moving forward. So after he leaves, Kelly is telling Drew, because they're sitting over off to the side, that she has to go talk to her attorney, and her soon-to-be ex's attorney has not responded to her attorney in 2 weeks. And this is like his 6th attorney. So Drew said, girl, Ralph is on his third. So then she's like, oh, and I want to show you something in my phone. So come to find out, Kelly and Drew have the same wedding anniversary. I said, oh, this is a fool. Then they have the 10-year anniversary in common. So Drew was kind of wanting to know, like, what do you do when these anniversaries come up? Drew said in her confessional that she thought her and Ralph were going to be together forever. And she wanted to do a vow renewal when they hit 10 years. Girl, no. The way that Ralph is breadcrumbing those text messages, outing you, ain't no going back. Ain't no going back. I don't care what the people say. I don't care nothing about, well, everything can be worked through. When you take my personal business to social media, the way that this man is dogging Drew, you could never sit with me. You couldn't talk to me. We would be parallel parenting. Don't come my way. Don't look at me. We are nothing. Like the way that he is treating her online, that is crazy. And the fact that Kelly is just now giving Drew her attention only to find out that y'all have things in common, that just shows that you should have got to know her for yourself. And I'm sure it felt good to talk to a person going through the same thing as you. So, I mean, it really didn't make no sense the way that you were just pushing her to the side because everybody else was. So as all of this is going on, Portia pulls Shamia to the side. She's like, yeah, I want to make Shamia feel good. So I gave her my big ass hat to do a photo shoot. So they go away and she comes back dressed in another bathing suit and that big hat. Now, me personally, I was looking like, girl, say what now? I mean, I feel like it was an act of good friendship faith. She did put Shamia's feelings first instead of using this gigantuan hat for herself. So, okay, P. Willie. Okay, girl. Okay. And Shamia seemed to appreciate it, honey. She was like, oh, I appreciate this. And she put me first. I got to put me first, Lucius. She was excited. Now, me personally, I would have kept my own bathing suit on. Okay. Because that's just me. And I think that's nasty. Best friend or no best friend, honey. I don't care if she washed it or not. I don't want to put on your bathing suit. Okay. Unless it's brand new and you ain't never tore the tag off of it. But even then, okay. But I guess Portia is trying, child. So then Portia looks at Phaedra. She says, where's Kelly? Here go Phaedra. Oh, she getting divorced. I'm glad you can laugh about it, Phaedra. I'm glad you can laugh at someone else's expense. Because it wasn't funny when you and Apollo were divorcing. And Kenya tried to throw you that I did, I'm done party. And your stomach started hurting and you had to go find ginger ale down on the island. Okay? So I just don't understand how you forgot all of this. I know it's been a while, but girl, what? Now she getting divorced. Anyway, back on the inside, Kelly is talking to her attorney about their progress so far. Baby, that attorney didn't hear nothing she said. He gonna talk about just make sure you maintain your balance. They are quick to tell you to re-up on that retainer, baby. They don't hear nothing else except money. If it ain't about the money, they're not doing no work. Just worried about whether or not you're gonna keep that damn retainer full. So Kelly was kind of telling him that a lot was purchased for her to build a home. It was supposed to be a gift to her, but she doesn't know where the paperwork is. Child, that man probably lied about the whole thing. Ain't no lot. If you purchased a lot for a home to be built, where is it? Say what now? Oh, okay. It's given when Marlo had that blueprint and she was saying she was going to build this home and we never saw anything more of it. That's what this is giving. Okay. And he was also stealing money from the accounts. So he don't got no land nowhere. Girl, bye. Moving forward. Now, what I can say is that I can see that this is really affecting Kelly because she wasn't as loud and as bubbly as she normally is. I could tell this episode some stuff was really weighing heavy on her because at the end of the day, you can take all the shots you want and, put your buns out because the sun's out. But when you have to sit still and think about what you're really going through, it makes your stomach hurt. So I feel bad for Kelly. I really do. In the next scene, it's time for the jab. So it's nighttime, honey. We done went from the sun up to the sun down. Shamia's luggage is finally there on the last day, honey. She couldn't wait to put them Chanel boots on. I said, baby, the luggage has arrived and the spotlight is on me. Baby, Shamia gonna go put them labels on if she don't do nothing else. I said, not the luggage arriving when you should be going back to Atlanta. Honey, I would be pissed. But anywho, so they were telling us that it usually starts at 5 a.m. the Monday of Carnival. But Shamia pulled a few strings and they were able to do it at night. And I think it's more exciting to do it at night. I mean, it looked more exciting. But Shamia, I want to say this to you. Why were you doing all that in that confessional? Laying back, so far back with your legs up that they had to place an emoji right there? Girl, act like you got some class. I know you're excited to be a part of this platform, but girl, act like you belong. Okay? Please. So anywho, back to the jab of it all. In the cars, they're on the way there, right? And so they're talking about these, horns that Kelly is wearing and how it's going to block the men from kind of getting to her. And then they started talking about how they need attention. And then Britt started saying she likes a man to kiss her feet or whatever. I don't know. All I know is, Portia, please don't ever do that again. You have a daughter at home. Opening your legs like that was so nasty. I was like, Portia, please calm down, honey. So they get to the jab and whatnot. Baby, it's culture everywhere. Okay, do you hear me? Everybody dancing in the street. And it kind of reminded me of when Tanya took them to Canada for Carnival and they had a good old time down there. But baby, Phaedra and Portia were getting jabbed all right. I said, now what the hell is going on? Baby, they were living their best life. Child, Britt was in her video vixen bag. She was winding it up, dancing hard as hell. I said, girl, now, what kind of twerk is that, honey? Phaedra done left that prayer cloth back in the house. Okay? It's back at the house because she sure wasn't using it to cover them legs up that night. But it was great to see them actually enjoying each other and enjoying themselves. Baby, Grenada don't owe them nothing. Do you hear me? Don't owe them nothing. But Cynthia, in the middle of all the action, right? Everybody dancing, getting jabbed and whatnot. Baby, Cynthia said, I got a new man waiting on me back at home at Lake Bailey. I can't be getting jabbed. I know that's right, girl. You cannot be getting jabbed with the man waiting on you back in Atlanta, honey. He back to the Lake Bailey. I do not blame you. But I'm happy that they did more than just dinners. Because you know how every time the housewives take a trip, it's mostly just them going to different dinners and arguing. Potomac, take note. This is how you do a vacation. You engulf yourself in the experiences of the culture. Not just sitting at nice fancy dinners that you can do back in Maryland. Okay? Please don't piss me off. In the next scene, it's the next morning. Baby, I know they wore out. I was tired just watching it. Do you hear me? I said, oh, I know they tired. But let me say this. One of y'all slept in that oil. Okay? One of y'all slept in that oil. Because that pillow was black. I said, why is this pillow black? One of y'all nasty. Absolutely. So it's time for them to head back to the A, right? So everybody packing their things up and they go out to just have a quick little breakfast. They sit down and give us TMI. Okay. Britt done scrubbed the black off of Phaedra, the black oil that is, because, Phaedra couldn't get into her crevices and whatnot. And so I guess Britt just decided I'm going to come on in and help. I would have been like, girl, no, I'm good. Anyway, so they started asking Kelly about the call that she had with her attorney. Kelly was like, I'm just not ready to go back to reality. I'm not ready to face that. But when I got done, she said she had been crying and everything, and then her crystal completely broke in half. She said that it symbolizes the end of a relationship. So then they're like, oh, girl, what? So she decides that she wants to throw it in the ocean because why not? She's like, I'm going to throw it in the water. So she gets up and she proceeds to throw it in. So she's telling us how, this trip allowed them to reset, and she's hoping that the sisterhood continues. And let me just stop you right there. Vacation can bring out two different sides. It either brings out the best in you or the worst in you. But there will definitely be a different side to you on vacation. And the heifer's going to be up to their old tricks as soon as they touch down. As soon as they prepare for landing, all hell going to break loose. And guess what? The show previewed what's to come, and all hell breaking loose 72 hours later. And that was the end of the episode. Listen, this was a mess, honey. They had a good time, though. But, that's what the Housewives of Atlanta are doing these days, child. Y'all comment down below. Tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Comment, and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.